Perspective. If I've learned anything so far in life, it's that you have to make sacrifices. Like, to grow, to evolve, to move far in life, you have to make sacrifices. And those sacrifices come in different forms. And those sacrifices most often come with suffering. Yeah. Now, if we're looking at the world for what it is, I'm not here to like say, oh, this is how it is, or to contemplate, or to say this is bad, this is not right. No, let's just like be practical. This world functions on loss. This world functions on sacrifice. The matrix, where we are, whether it's this simulation, whether it's the matrix, this world, this reality we're in functions on sacrifice. It needs something. It's give and take, as above, so below. You have to give something to get something. So it functions on sacrifice. So when you realize that that's how this world functions, again, it's the 3D world. I'm being realistic here because, we're living in a 3D world. So until you evolve past certain frequencies, you're still subject to the rules of the land. Yeah. So if the matrix works based on sacrifice, then it means that for you to evolve, you have to give up something. So it's always transactional, whether you like it or not, Even like your spouses, your children, you give them money, you give them care and all that, and they give you love and adoration, It's either you're looking at it as reciprocity or you're looking at it as give and take, However you want to look at it as, it's transactional. We live in a transactional world, whether you like it or not. As much as we want to be unconditional, as much as we want to tell ourselves, oh, I'm an unconditional being and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, there are a lot of conditions that have to put in place for you to even be unconditional. Yeah, so we live in a transactional world. So whether it's your worship of God, where you're giving him good behavior and whatever your holy books ask you to give, you need to give something to get that love. So even your supposed creators are not unconditional. Even your supposed like gods that, they're not unconditional. They need something from you. They need you to behave yourself. At the least, they need you to behave yourself, and do something for them. Then they give you what you want. So that's just the reality of things. To evolve in life, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, anyhow it is, you have to sacrifice something. Yeah. Now, some of us don't have a choice in our suffering. Yeah. It's just innate. We come here and then there's just a lot of sacrifices. A lot of things are taken from us. The universe, life just keeps taking and taking and taking. It takes through loss. It takes through death. It takes through like lack. It just takes. And so you don't have a choice. And then there's the other category of people that they have a choice. Life has given them choices. Yeah. And their choice is that they grow up, even if they have their own childhood trauma and set of all those things, it's always very like minimal. It's never huge sacrifices on the outside, There's no huge sacrifices. Life does not rip things from them, So life keeps them in a comfort zone. It keeps them in a very comfortable position, like trees. Life just plants them like trees and just leaves them to just be growing slowly, It doesn't take from them. Now, these people now have a choice to make. Are you going to just keep staying in your comfort zone and just, life don't throw me shit? Or are you going to make the sacrifices yourself? Life is asking these people for sacrifices. Whereas on the other hand, life is not asking the other category of people. It's just ripping it. Like, it's not asking you, it's not telling you, just come out down. But in this other case, life is asking you, it's asking you like, you can stay here or you can choose to sacrifice this. So I don't know if they're the lucky ones or not, because the people in this category, they hardly ever grow, Even when they evolve, it's very slow. This first category, they don't have a choice. Like, if you say you don't want to grow, if you say you don't want to grow, life will throw it at you. Like, it will come and rip something again from you, and then it's like, woo, another evolution. Yeah. So here we have these ones, they don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I'm in this category. I don't have a choice. Life just keeps taking things that, like, it's like open my eyes, remove all the veil. I'm just out here sitting. I'm like, oh yeah, I figured all this shit out. I'm cool now. And then life just comes, psych, just takes away something else from me. Sacrifice. But with everything life takes away from me, it gives me something better. And that's it. And the something better might not be the conventional something better that everybody thinks, oh, like, this is great that you have this. No, it's not the conventional something better, But it is something like, it is indispensable. A lot of times it's knowledge, it's information, it's like clearer thinking, it's like, it's evolution, baby. Like, man, it's indescribable, And when I'm going through that, like, sacrificial stage, it's like, oh no, I'm dying. But once I see what I'm getting in return, it's like, wow. And to say the truth, if I was in the comfort zone of people who had the choice, and then life comes at me and it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take away your child or your sister or something you love so much, and I'm going to give you knowledge instead. Like, what the fuck is that? Or I'm going to take away your comfort, I'm going to take away all your money, but I'm going to give you psychic gifts, the psychic gift to be able to heal people, touch their lives. I'm like, huh? Like, why? I send anybody, like, why? But life doesn't give me those choices, and I am actually, as I grow, I actually appreciate the fact that life, does not give me those choices. Life takes what it wants from me and just gives me what I need, So I'm actually very grateful for that. But on this other hand, we have those who are in their comfort zone, and a lot of them refuse the challenge because life comes and it's like, hey, I want to take away this from you, and they're like, nope. Like, why should I give this away? Like, no, I'm not going to give this away, But I've seen, like, some people actually make that move. Like, it's like they make their own tower moments, and they, like, make that sacrifice, consciously. They're like, you know what, I give this, take my comfort, take my false peace of mind, take my false sense of control, take this relationship that, I'm just like patching, like I'm not even happy in this, take it, I let go of control of my family, of my children, of my spouse. I let go of control of my financial, like, well-being, it's like, they're just like sacrifices, It's a difference between someone who stays in a bad job until it crashes and someone who sees they're in a bad job and walks away. Now, the thing about people who, like, have to do their own sacrifices, who life has given a choice, is sometimes when they leave, and they see what is out there, because when you're in that sacrificial moment, it's going to deal with you. It's going to deal with you. And the people who have a choice is in their hand. Once they've made that sacrifice, a lot of them run back. Because when they see that, like, that waiting period, that dark night of the soul period, they're like, nah, man, I can't do this shit. And because life always gives them a choice, they can go back. Unlike me, I cannot run back. There's no fucking where to run to. Like, life has made sure of that. It makes sure that I have to keep moving. I have to keep evolving. I can't run. I cannot escape it. I have to just keep evolving. But those other people, they have that choice. They can run back to their comfort zone. Mommy, hold me. Nah, I'm my motherfucking mommy. I'm my motherfucking daddy. There's nowhere to run to. This is all I have. This is my safe space. This is my security. This is my universe. This is my fucking universe. So where the fuck am I running to? There's no house I can go to. There's no body I can run to. This is my universe. I am the universe. And if I don't make my universe conducive for me to live in, it's like I'm just gonna be living in hell. And I don't like living in hell. Like the earth is already hell in itself. Like I ain't trying to live out hell in my body. So I always have to answer. I always have to move. I always have to evolve. But these other people, they have the choice to not evolve, to just stay put where they are, to run back. Even when they're evolving, they run back. And to tell you the truth, I always respect people who made those sacrifices themselves and stuck to it, like the intentionality. So I think it's even easier when life throws it at you, like when life forces you and it's like doesn't give you a choice. It's actually easier than when you have to be intentional. You have to make those sacrifices. And the thing about life, like for me, the thing about life forcing me, to move is there's certain things I have to make. Like I get to stages where I have to make choices, but for me it's not a choice, because life has put me in a stage where what is a choice to another person is not even a choice for me. It's like a no-brainer, and someone would think, why you deliberately like suffering yourself? And it's like, oh, that's how you see it. But for me, I did not have a choice. Another person might be like, oh, why didn't you take this route? It's easier, it's straight. Why are you passing bush? My dear, I don't see that road. Like, that road is not even an option, because where you feel that road is smooth, it's like, I can't even walk that path. I have to go through the bush, because that's where life, is pushing me. And if I decide, I'm going to walk this straight path, life is just going to drag me and throw me back there. It's like I'm wasting my time. It's like when you think you're taking a shortcut, oh yeah, go now. Pass the shortcut, you will still come back and pass this route, You will still come back to the narrow road, So that's how it is for people that, like it's just innate. Life just, makes those sacrifices for you. Yeah. So I think it's easier than the ones who have to make it. And that's why I respect those who, who have been able to make those sacrifices, the needed sacrifices. They've been able to go within. They've been able to see, what, this is not serving me. This is not serving my journey. I need to let go of this shit and move, however, in whatever form that is, Yeah. So, and also, I also like see how life path, like numerology, plays a part in whether life is going to give you a choice or not. I'm a life path 33, and 33 is like the highest like life path. It's like we're here to evolve whether we like it or not. Like life path 33s are here to evolve. Like it's not a question. So I've seen how even for people like me, 33s, for 22s, for 11s, life path 11s, 22 and 33s, like they don't have a choice. Life will just keep putting you in situations. It will be making those sacrifices for you, And if you're not aware, you think that, oh, what's happening to me, blah, 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 blah. But no, life is making those choices for you. Even life path 9s, life path 8s. Yeah, I see a lot of 8s, like the higher life paths, like starting from like life path 6, I see how life just pushes you in this, it's just like, what? Becoming. So from life path 6, your choices are limited. Your choices are limited. Life is the one drawing you, because we have life path 1 to 9, then we have 11, 22, and 33, which are master numbers, So when you're going higher on your life path, it's like you've lived so many lives already. You've been reincarnating and reincarnating and reincarnating. So right now, there's nothing you're here to learn. You're not trying to learn anything anymore. You're just trying to get through this and give out what you've learned. You're here to pour into others, pour them knowledge, pour them awareness. Your life is pushing you. It's fast. Life is not here trying to, oh, I'm taking my sweet time. Ain't no sweet time to be taking here. So life is pushing you. So what the average 60-year-old is just figuring out, you probably figure it out in your teenage years or in your 20s, So the things that would take someone like a whole lifetime of 90 to experience, you have already gone through all that turmoil and suffering in your early years, and it doesn't have to be that, oh, someone came and bombed your house and killed your whole family. No, because yeah, we like to quantify things based on the physical happening, but we forget that, you know, it's the psychological or the spiritual, like, imprint those things leave that matter. So someone might see something happen to you and be like, this one a small thing now, but then the imprint it has left on you is huge. I still hold my head, like, my respect for people who are like even earlier life paths, and they are making those moves by themselves, and it's like, you know what, I'm not going to wait, I'm not going to just stay in my comfort zone, I'm going to move, I'm going to like make shit happen. People like us, yeah, stop fighting. Like, stop fighting it. You know, you have limited choices, whether you like it or not, and until you're done with that, like that phase, then you're going to enter like a beautiful phase where now you have choices, you know, because you've learned, and you have to learn, you have to take the lessons. If you're not taking the lessons, you're just going to keep recycling. So when you finish taking all the lessons and you've grown and you've mastered, and you're a master number, you're here to master, you know, I'm here to master. So once I'm done mastering, then I can now start creating my own reality. And life, stop fucking with me anyhow. Like, you know, the sacrifices man's just gotta make. Like, anyway, peace out.